This is the first time I've ever been here, and I'm enjoying it very much.
How is your impression?
Oh, it's terrific. I came yesterday to Uzhgorod, and then today we're here, and we've had some interesting talks with the mayor and Mr. Valoha, and then they're showing us this wonderful city that you all live in, and this beautiful castle area. We're really impressed.
What do you like most of all?
I like the castle. I think it's really been redone very, very well, and I think this is the kind of thing that countries need, not only to show off their history and their pride, but to show other people, because tourists come to see wonderful old castles like this.
Now we want you to tell us something about political situation here in Ukraine, how the U.S. is their mark on that.
Well, our approach right now is very much looking forward to the elections. We think these are very important. We are working with our European friends and with the OSCE to help bring monitors all over the country to monitor the election, because we want this to be free and fair. I mean, the purpose of elections in a democracy is for the people to choose who they want as their leaders. And if it's not done fairly, the people are getting cheated. So it's important that when you cast your vote, you know that that's going to be a real vote, and it's going to be felt one way or the other.
If we are speaking about this, what do you think about free speech in Ukraine?
Well, this is something that we continually talk about. We've found in the last few weeks that there have been some places in Ukraine, not here in Zakarpattia, but at other places, where opposition politicians have not had a chance to go on the television. And so the president asked me whenever we saw problems to let him know, and we do. So this is one of the things my embassy and I do. One of the things we're doing here in Zakarpattia is talking about elections, and I'm saying to the politicians the same thing that I'm saying to you, which is free, fair, transparent elections. This is critical for democracy.
Okay, I want to ask you, the U.S. how will you mind use of administrative resources in Ukraine?
Well, this is something that is always an issue in democracies, because the party in power often uses those resources to try to get an advantage. And our view is that it's important that there be a free and fair, what we call a level playing field, so that no one gets an unfair advantage. Yes, when you are in the government, you have the benefit of being able sometimes to be able to show things that were done. On the other hand, if things haven't gone well, people then blame you for that. So, but it should be a free and fair estimate by people, a level playing field.
Case of opposition, Tymoshenko and Lutsenko, U.S. how?
Our view on this has been consistent from the very beginning. We have opposed what we believe is selective prosecution, that Mrs. Tymoshenko and her lieutenants were arrested and tried, and they're the only ones. We're the leading opposition party, and so our view is that it was really done unfairly and that they should be released. And we've been very consistent on this for the last 2 years.
As far as Ukraine is a democracy now, according to the Western world?
I think Ukraine is a democracy in the making. My boss, the Secretary of State, Mrs. Clinton, always talks about democracy being a long road. And we've been on that road in the United States for 236 years. Now, we've had our ups and downs. We've had our moving forward and moving back. Ukraine is going to have the same thing. But it seems to us that after 20 years of independence, there's a lot of good things here, but there's a lot of things that still need to be done. And what we're trying to do is to be a good friend, a good partner, and help Ukraine move ahead to make that democracy that I think all of the people of this country really want.
Ukrainians' image in Western?
I think, there's lots of Ukrainian Americans in Europe and the United States, and this is, of course, they view this as their homeland. I think a lot of Americans who know about Ukraine have great sympathy for what you're trying to do. It's obviously a country that's had suffered horrible tragedies in the 20th century, and we have great sympathy for that. And so one of the things that we understand is that this country of 45 million people needs to develop as a democracy, a market economy, and it's got to be governed by rule of law. Everybody should be under the same rules here, and so we keep working at it, and we're going to keep working at it. We're not quitting on Ukraine. We have great hopes and dreams for Ukraine.
As for you, a few words about real Ukrainian. Ukrainian man is few words.
Oh. You're going to get me into trouble on this. I think a Ukrainian is generally a very friendly, hospitable person who is very open to certainly to foreigners. And my wife and I certainly feel this all of the time. And a Ukrainian is a very serious person. He wants the best for himself and his family and his country. And it seems to me that's perfectly normal and something that we should support.
Now, maybe a few words for our Ukrainian people to Skopje.
Well, I would just greet them. This week is the independence, and America stands for the independence and sovereignty and territorial integrity of Ukraine. And it is our hope, and I would wish all the people who are watching this that they have a happy holiday and that they do everything they can to help build this wonderful country and make it even better.